Hello there and welcome. I'm Ivory Toucan and the latest update for 2 Point Museum has officially launched, update 7.0, and there is just so much we really need to talk about first. Now, the Zooseum free taster content understandably steals the spotlight, but alongside all that animal excitement, this patch actually brings some really great quality of life improvements and other updates that are absolutely worth highlighting. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Just quickly run through the patch notes. But before we do, don't forget, if you do enjoy these breakdowns, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you don't miss the next 2 Point Museum video. A little spoiler for you, it will be a let's play of this free Zooseum Taster content, and I cannot wait to start jumping into the content itself. Okay, so obviously we need to start with the biggest headline, and that is the free taster content for the upcoming DLC 2 Point Museum Zooseum. So this is now available on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XX. It will be coming to the Nintendo Switch too. I think they said about Q1 2026. So keep an eye out for any dates there if you are playing on Switch. But in terms of what is new in this update and the free taster content we can get, the free content available to everyone is a new museum location where you'll set up your museum in the beautiful Silver Bottom Park and explore the campaign up to the first star. We'll also discover the first few points of interest of the new expedition map, which is the Far-Flung Isles. Now, they mentioned in the live stream the other week that this expedition map is the biggest map so far, so there are going to be lots of expeditions. I mean, there's over 40 animals we need to get through as well, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty. So also included in this free taster content are the 2 new animal related rooms. I believe this will be the habitats and the terrariums. New workshop items as well, which will include an interactive display. Lots of new decor, very excited to see what's in store for this one. We'll be able to rehabilitate 3 habitat animals alongside 4 terrarium critters. Now, I won't go too deep into it all here, but if you would like more info about all the animals and everything, you can check out the full breakdown from the recent live stream and the latest trailer. I will make sure to link that up top. But we do know that these starting animals, so the 7 animals we'll be able to get for free. They are the Zig Zebra, the Spyglass Giraffe, the Carnivulture, the Snakebite Snake, the Spineless Toad, and the Cabin Snail. Now, I know that's 6, but the 7th animal will be an additional exhibit that can be found on the Bone Belt. We haven't seen this yet. Obviously, people are probably already playing it, the game. I'm yet to jump into it, so I'm not sure what this animal is. If you've already seen it, then let me know in the comments. But we'll still be able to get a good understanding of the new mechanics in Zooseum as it is. You know, I know, and for those newer players to the game, so essentially the way to unlock this is you may need to make sure you complete the first star in Memento Mile. After playing that, you will be able to then play the first star on the new Zooseum map, which is Silver Bottom Park. And then from there onwards, once you've completed that first start, you'll be able to hire wildlife experts in any of your museums through, you know, the usual job adverts. And then that way you can have animals in all your museums. But again, it's worth noting that this really is just a taster. It's just enough to kind of whet your appetite without giving, you know, the full experience away. But if you do want to pick up the full DLC, it does release on December 2nd for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, and like I said earlier, the Nintendo Switch will follow in Q1. Now that's out of the way, let's look at the other exciting elements within this update. So number 1 on the list, and something that is, I think, is kind of flying under the radar here, which is the high-level curator class rewards. Now this is something that isn't that difficult to attain when you start racking up the stars across the other museums. I think it's like 3 out of the 5 museums you have to get 5-star on to be able to reach this class. But anyway, they come with new rewards and they look fantastic. So at curator class 7, which you can see here as well, you've got both of them here. You'll have the digital info stands, and I mean the info stands I think are These look fantastic, and the way they just kind of flick through is great. There's also some new info stands available in the Zooseum DLC, so just getting that variation of being able to display that information, and it's very exciting. And then Curator Class 8, there will be access to the tool ambient speaker, which you can see on the left here. This is the ambient speaker there. So it's just another way to kind of position speakers and increase that buzz boost around the exhibits for your guests. Now, if you already reached Curator Class 7 and or 8, these will automatically be gifted to you once you kind of log back into the game. Next up is the Aquarium capacity. Now, this is actually a huge change, and it's really great to see the devs taking on this sort of feedback, because I know this has been something that has been debated about across the community for the last few months at least anyway. So what's happened here is the aquarium capacity, like the calculations behind that, have been rebalanced. So they've modified it so that the smaller aquariums receive a slightly higher capacity. So in a sense, what's happening here is that the minimum sized aquariums are not really affected, but the room size required to reach the capacity of 4 fish and above has actually been reduced. So this will help massively with layouts and building those aquariums anyway. So it'll be really interesting to see this new change take effect in at least all my other museums as well anyway. And then the last big thing to note as well here is the UI update around the exhibits specifically. So they've made this a lot cleaner, whereas before, you can see like here, this before and after shot, where the before is, there's lots of scrolling, especially on some of the other exhibits where there's, lots of buzz bonuses that they need to hit. And essentially what they've done is they've cleaned up the text, they've changed the font sizes. It's a bit more of a cleaner layout. You've got these new sub-tabs as well that you can see to kind of help categorize where things are, which again stops the scrolling, and it all just provides a clearer breakdown of what is bothering, like your poltergeists, the ghosts in here, or the marine life, and even the new animal exhibits as well. And it definitely looks a lot cleaner, but for me, this wasn't necessarily an issue I kind of stumbled across. But let me know your thoughts on this UI change, and if this is something you're actually really excited for. And then some other interesting bits I think worth flagging. I will just scroll down to the bottom here. Something that I think was quite interesting, obviously we've got the bits about the fish here and the UI changes, but the marketing room beanbag now provides a small amount of energy when used by staff, and this is going to be great because it means your marketing team can hopefully stay in the room a little bit longer. Getting more guests into the museum means getting you more money. I don't think it's going to be much of an energy boost. They do specifically say a small amount of energy, but it's something that can kind of help that anyway. The lava lamp exhibit, which is a ancient invention, I believe it is. They've added a trait to kind of explain that it increases the temperature nearby, which I think is quite a cool little thing as well. Another exhibit, the haunted TV, has got another trait as well. This kind of amusing trait helps with guests. I think it means I just get a happiness boost. I think I'll need to double check that. Another important thing I thought worth flagging is they've massively reduced the cost of crafting one of the potions from 15,000 down to 1750. So this potion here is from the Fantasy Finds DLC. So if you haven't got it, don't worry about it. But what this potion does, it reduces the expedition cost by about 50%. So if you're now crafting these potions at, like a 15th of the price, and then going out on expeditions with this and reducing the cost even further, you'll be able to just churn out some expeditions, because sometimes on some of the bigger ones, they do cost quite a lot. So this will be quite an interesting one, especially if you're still grinding out the Fantasy Finds exhibits, which I still am. And of course, there are other bug and stability fixes. You can read the full patch notes if you're interested. I'll make sure to link them in the description below. And that's kind of really all the big stuff in update 7.0. I myself am really excited to jump into the first taste of Zooseum. I'll be playing it straight after this. The game is actually currently booting up for me, so I will leave it here. But if you have liked this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more 2 Point Museum content, and let me know in the comments if you're diving into Silverbottom Park with the free taster. And what are you most excited for? And are you going to pick up the DLC when it drops on the 2nd of December? But anyway, thank you for watching, and as always, happy building.